What's up, everyone? It's Jordan from Pianote, and we are taking a look at Maroon 5's Sunday Morning. This is actually a really useful song for all new piano players to learn because it's a great example of one of the most popular progressions in jazz music, and it's also got a cool riff that you can use to practice your melody ideas. So the song is in the key of C, but it uses a really sweet progression and some kind of cool chord voicings that we're going to take a look at. So the song's in the key of C, but it starts on the 2 chord. I'm just going to make these chords really simple at first. I'm going to play them as 7th chords. So it starts on a D minor 7, and then it moves up to a G 7, and then it moves down to a C major 7. So the D minor 7, just D, F, A, C. The G7, G, B, D, and F. And the C major 7, C, E, G, and B. So we call that the 2-5-1 progression, and it's really commonly used in jazz. The reason why we call it that is, look, that D major chord is the 2 chord in C. We just count up 1 note, so C is the 1, D is the 2. And then we have a 5 chord, which is G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have the 1 chord, which is obviously C. So 2, 5, 1. But Maroon 5 kind of made it into this kind of poppy thing with some kind of cool rhythm stuff. So there's all sorts of cool rhythms that you can use to play around with it. And he also made some cool voicing decisions. So the left hand, I'm just playing my root notes, I'm playing my D. But he plays a D minor 7, and then he adds the 9th note. So I'm playing F, A, C, and E in the right hand. So if you remember F, A, and C, that gives you the notes for the D minor 7 chord. Just put the D right there, and all you got the full chord. But then he plays an E up top, just to kind of give it a new melody element. And that is considered the 9th note, because consider your 1 down here, and if you count up the whole scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and your 9th is going to be the E. So it's like the 2, but an octave above. So we got the D minor 7 with the add 9, and then we have this sweet chord movement here. So to get to that G chord, all he does is take the middle notes of this chord shape, A and C, and bring them down to play G and B. And we can consider this to be a G7 add 13. And that's just because the 13 is just the 6, but an octave above. So if we look at the G chord, consider that to be, G is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just an octave below. And then you play the E an octave above, and there's our chord. So D minor, the G, and then this chord, which is our C major 7 chord, but we're adding the 9 again. So here is our root note, C, then count up 9 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's that D note right there. So E, G, B, and D, with the root in the bass. All right, so that's the chords, and you can probably hear there's some piano noodling happening in the right hand. This is a really simple progression that you can use to work on your jazz skills. Adam Levine's just kind of doing basic stuff like simple triads. So he's going. He's just kind of doing really simple stuff with the C major scale, which the song is in, an octave up just to kind of fill things out. But because this song like literally just uses that chord progression throughout the entire thing, as you're practicing along, you know, experiment with different ways you can make those chord shapes happen, different little licks or riffs that you can put in between the chords, because you're going to end up using this chord progression so much in your piano journey as you learn new songs. Now we're going to take a look at the riff that is in the middle of the song. This is a really cool riff, kind of based on the C major pentatonic scale. So let's take a look at what this is all about. All right, so this next riff is easiest to learn if you just kind of figure it out by ear. It's a little bit long, so I'm going to go through it nice and slow, and then we're going to find out what the note names are. So here it is. Okay, so it's a bit long. There's some chromatic elements that are tricky for the ear to pick out, so it's good ear training. It starts on a C note, and then it moves up to an E flat, and then an E. So we have, and then it goes down and does a chromatic step from B, B flat, A. So after that part, you can kind of just practice that as one little chunk of the riff. Because now the next thing happens where it kind of goes from B to C, G, and then back to B, C, F sharp. So kind of uses this boo-doo thing as like a little pivot point as it goes down chromatically. So doo-doo-boo, doo-doo-ba, da-da-da. And then it goes F, G, and then there's this cool riff here that's kind of this major pentatonic sound. So the whole thing. So it's not as hard as it looks as long as you know how to break it up into digestible little chunks. If you're feeling like you want to challenge yourself, you can try it out with the left hand as well. The right hand will, you know, it's more than sufficient, but sometimes it's nice to just give the left hand a little action as well. All right, so that's Sunday morning. Really, really simple. The hardest part of that song is that riff, but it's also kind of the funnest part to play. So even though it might take you a while to figure it all out, you'll have a ton of fun just doing it, and maybe you'll come up with your own ideas and some alternate ways to riff up Maroon 5. And also, I can't stress enough how important that chord progression is. All these jazz standards that maybe you want to learn, they're all using that 2-5-1 progression. I also really love how this song uses those cool additional chord notes up high, those ninths and those 13ths, to add color to those chords. You can always mess around with that and maybe try voicing them in different ways if you want to get into a jazzier version of this song. So let me know if you have a cool way to play Maroon 5's Sunday Morning. Let me know what time of the day and the week you'd like to practice Sunday morning. And let me know if you have an idea for a song that you'd like me to teach. Just leave all that in the comments below. And be sure to check us out at pianote.com because we've got tons of awesome stuff for you to learn there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.